Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Jadhav sir, shall we start? Actually, I had a word with principal sir, and sir has consented.
Okay.
So if Joshi sir is ready, we can start with.
Joshi sir, can we start?
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, sir. I will start, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Environment Day to one and all present over here. As it has been rightly said by Robert Swan, the greatest threat to the our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. By keeping in mind this quote of Robert Swan, it has become a duty of a legal law colleges to create an awareness amongst the students about the environment protection. It is not if everyone started believing that some other will save our earth or environment. That is not a good sign. Now we know very well that why we celebrate the Environment Day in order to create awareness, and that it is a duty of law colleges to create awareness among the students that they can definitely contribute themselves. By keeping in mind this, we have organized this online webinar on the occasion of World Environment Day. For this, today we have with us resource person Sri Pravin Joshi sir, who was former regional officer of Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, Aurangabad. We also have with us second resource person who would be guiding us, Dr. Ila Tiwari ma'am, who is DGM of Environment and Clean Energy Division, SMSEL, Pune. So with this, I welcome you, Joshi sir, Ila Tiwari ma'am, on this auspicious occasion of World Environment Day. So today we have with us president for this online webinar, our principal, Dr. C.M. Rao sir. Now I request our Vice Principal Sri Kishan More sir to deliver welcome address. Over to you, More sir.
Thank you, Professor Jadhav sir. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you very much. Respected President of the present program, Dr. C.M. Rao sir, and resource person, Mr. Pravin Joshi sir, and Dr. Ila Tiwari madam. All the faculty members, students who have joined this environmental awareness program. At the outset, I take this opportunity to welcome all the guests and the organizing team and our students who have joined on the occasion of this special Environmental Day awareness program. Actually, we are celebrating this 50th Environmental Awareness Program. As everybody might be knowing that the initiative at the international levels were taken for celebrating this Environmental Day, that is World Environmental Day, from the year 1973. And during this last 50 years, there were many initiatives and different kind of the things were selected. This year, the theme is beat plastic, and we know that plastic become the very bigger problem to the all societies everywhere. And due to this, it is very essential to spread the awareness about the environmental awareness. I hope that the young generation is having very important role in this maintaining the environment clean and hygienic. With this, I formally welcome all the participants and especially the resource person, Mr. Pravin Joshi sir and Dr. Ila Tiwari madam. I am also eager to hear their thought on the environment. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you. Over to you, Jadhav sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for delivering welcome address. Now I request Dr. Aparna Kotapalle ma'am, IQSC coordinator and coordinator of this today's webinar, to introduce the today's event. Over to you, Dr. Kotapalle.
Thank you, Jadhav sir. Respected principal sir, vice principal sir, today's resource persons, Joshi sir and Ila Tiwari ma'am, and all dear student friends and other participants who have joined this discourse. First of all, let me take this opportunity to welcome you all and wish you all best on the Environmental Day, which is being celebrated worldwide. As it has been rightly pointed out by Jadhav sir and also by More sir, that it is being celebrated worldwide since 1973. Let me speak few words about it. The journey of development and environment that commenced all over the world, and through the industrialization, many comfort zones we have created for ourselves. But then a crucial issue was saving of our Mother Earth. And then the world united together through United Nations organization, and it was in the year 1967 onwards. For 5 years people were working on it, and in the year 1972, why do we celebrate 5th June? Because it was a day on which World Conference at Stockholm occurred. Since then till now, we are celebrating this World Environment Day. Maybe many years have passed, but then till now, we find it very essential to celebrate, as we need to create awareness, sensitize people, and we find each year that the problems, though are trying to be mitigated, they are ever growing. There are many systems which have been created, legislative efforts have been taken by the governments, not only in India, worldwide. But then various problems, maybe there are certain problems that are there in the system. Maybe there are problems with respect to the infrastructural facilities, but then there are greater problems with the people like you and me. for which sensitization awareness stands very essential. And hence, we are celebrating it because we owe our responsibility, our duty towards society, and so as to create sensitization amongst society, this event has been organized as an IQSC initiative, one may say. But then we are really very thankful to Pravin Joshi sir and Ila ma'am. With a very short notice, they have accepted our invitation. And as you all, even I'm eager to listen to both the resource persons. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Uma Shinde, madam, teaching assistant of our college, to introduce today's resource person, Mr. Pravin Joshi. Over to you.
A very good morning to one and all present over this webinar. I'm very grateful to get the opportunity to introduce Dr. Pravin Manohar Joshi sir. Sir has done his MTech, LLB, LLM, and he awarded his PhD degree with law subject. Sir has worked for 28 years and now he's retired from Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. Sir has worked in paper plant, steam utilizing equipments such as boilers, traps, PRVs, safety valves, and power plant for 4 years before joining the MPCB. Sir has invited as a resource person in 15 to 20 conferences of law as well as engineering faculty. Sir has received appreciation letters from Latur Additional Collector, Chandrapur Collector, and member of Secretary of MPCB Mumbai. Sir is a very dynamic personality, and we are fortunate to have you with us today, sir. Sir, we all welcome you in this today's program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Uma ma'am. Now I request Mr. Pravin Joshi, sir. I request you to guide us on the environment. Over to you, sir.
First of all, I'm very much thankful to the MP Law College, and this is my after retirement. I will not say that I am retired because my father is 87 years old. He says that the person who is tired is retired, so I'm not tired at all. And today is a great occasion. That's today is a World Environment Day, and I would like to talk. My topic there has been selected by the college is that role of regional officer in Maharashtra Pollution Control Board in implementing various environmental legislations. Prior to that, I would like to speak little bit on first what is the theme of the World Environment Day, and what recently there is a communication made by the Environment Department, Government of Maharashtra (CC) with the district administration and the local bodies to how to what activities has to be taken on this occasion, and they should submit the report every 15 days. And then I would like to speak on Life Mission, one of the Government of India program mission. The program it has to be also implemented properly. So I would like to first I will talk about the I have got beat last slides. First we'll go on the Environment Day. Then Life Pledge. Prior to this. The theme of World Environment Day 2023 is a solutions to plastic pollution. Government of Maharashtra Environment CC has given a letter to district administration and local authorities on 2nd June 2023 to take up the following activities and report every 15 days. Create exhaustive plan through awareness from public at large towards immediate implementation of ban on single-use plastic. As you may be aware, that single-use plastic means the items like straw, the cups, then the spoons, and there are other items also. And all municipal council, corporation, commissioner, and chief officers on the occasion of World Environment Day, 5th June, shall arrange awareness program whole day through flexboard, radio jingles, social media, electronic media, print media, etc. And ensure non-use of banned single-use plastic at vegetable market, retail shops, bus stand, railway station, main city roads, these public places. Implementation of Mission Life Government of India, important program at local level in order to protect Earth, adopt pollution-free lifestyle. We'll go on the next slide. We'll take a mission I pledge. I pledge to make all possible changes in my daily life to protect the environment. I also commit to continuously motivate my family, friends, and others about the importance of environmentally friendly habits. So this is the pledge we should take. I would like to give one uh, video that is plastic. See, as you are aware that India becoming a big user. In the year 1990, we had 0.9 million tons plastic user. We were plastic user. And in 1995, we were 1.65, 2000 2.8, 2005 4.2, 2010 6.5, 2015 15.5, and now it is 2018 19. 18.45. So as you are aware of that, we are becoming a big plastic user, and we can see now the plastic is being thrown in gutters. Then we are seeing some plastics in rivers. So in order to avoid this, I have got one video. Being I am a person from boiler side also, being a technical person in Vapi, one Chaha paper mill is utilizing a fuel, a plastic, about 60 metric ton per day, and generating 280 ton per day steam. And as you are aware, the steam is being utilized to generate power. So from waste to wealth, please show that video. I would like to show you the video. One of the Triveni boilers produces more than so this is a very short video. The boilers now, the plastic, using the plastic as a fuel, the boilers are being used and generating the steam. So in Maharashtra also now at Nasik, 10 tons two boilers are coming. So from waste to wealth is also one of the solution, because as you are aware that today's theme is of the World Environment Day is as I said that it is plastic pollution solutions. So this is one of the solutions that one should adopt the boilers using the plastic as a fuel. So I will now switch over to my topic. That is role of regional officer in MPCB in implementing various environmental legislation. That from the first slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, our Maharashtra Pollution Control Board was established on 7th September 1970 under the provision of Maharashtra Water Prevention and Control Pollution Act 1969. We had in Maharashtra Water Prevention and Control Pollution Act 1969. Then the Water Prevention Act 1974 was adopted in Maharashtra on 1st June 1981, and accordingly Maharashtra Pollution Control was framed under the provisions of Section 4 of Water Prevention Act 1974 and Section 5 of Air Prevention Act 1981 was adopted, and the Air Act was adopted in Maharashtra in 1983. And in initial, some areas were declared as air pollution control areas on 2nd May 1983. The entire state of Maharashtra has been declared as air pollution control area since 6 November 1996. The board also functions as the state board under Section 5 of Air Prevention Act 1981. Next. Next slide. The MPCP implements various environmental legislation in the state of Maharashtra, including Water PNCP Act 1934, Air PNCP Act 1981, and some of the provisions under EP Act 1986, and rules framed thereunder from time to time, such as BMW, that is biomedical waste, not BMW car, biomedical waste management rules, hazardous and other waste management and transboundary movement rules, solid waste management rules, etc. MPCB implements this environmental legislation via its 12 regional offices. We have got 12 regional offices across the Maharashtra in the state, and functions under the administrative control of Environment Department, Government of Maharashtra. In order to deal with depletion of natural resource and environmental degradation, prudent environmental management is necessary. Since environmental problems are diverse, their solutions has to be region specific. Preparation of annual reports is a mandatory requirement aimed at producing an informative account of the environmental conditions and action plan so as to achieve sustainable growth. MPCP has established 12 regional offices and 43 sub-regional offices across the state to implement various provisions, acts, and rules to safeguard the natural environment and curb pollution with necessary control measures. See, in Marathwada, we have got regional office at Aurangabad and sub-regional office at Nanded, then sub-regional office at Parbhani, which deals with Parbhani and Hingoli, sub-regional Latur, that is sub-regional officer Latur deals with the Latur and Usmanabad area, and then sub-regional officer Aurangabad. Aurangabad is being taken care by sub-regional officer Aurangabad, and Jalna and Bid is taken care by Saru Jalna. Next slide, please. The board has strengthened its monitoring network further for assessing ambient air and water quality. Data on ambient air quality is compiled under the National Ambient Air Monitoring Program. Similarly, data on water quality of surface water and ground is monitored under the State Water Quality Monitoring Program. All related data is compiled and updated regularly on the MPCB website. You can go through our website and you can see the data. During festivals, noise levels are monitored regularly, and the data duly analyzed update on the website so as to make information available to the public. See, at Aurangabad, when we monitor the crackers, like crackers, we monitor. We call the students of the college and print media and electronic media, and then we measure the noise pollution of the crackers. And the same data has been published in the paper so as to assess which crackers are noisy. Efforts are also being made to create awareness to celebrate all festivals in eco-friendly manner. Now, for example, Ganesh festival. Now we are at MPCB Aurangabad. We had taken drive how to create the Ganesh idol of the paper. We had called in our office and how to make the or out of clay, how to make the Ganesh idols. In order to maintain transparency and increase its overall efficiency, the board through integrated management information system has computerized process and operations. This system includes consent management, laboratory management, waste management, human resource, and financial management. These are used to determine if pollution control strategies as adopted by implementing authority are given desirable results and are thereby lowering pollution levels, and if new or additional controls are required to achieve desirable levels. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The board also motivates industries to adopt measures and cleaner technologies for controlling pollution, for creating general awareness among the people regarding environmental issues. The board continuously endeavors to conduct various awareness programs involving press, media, NGOs, artists, and students throughout the state. As a part of environmental campaigns, street plays are also organized through NGOs at schools, colleges, and public spaces, such as railway station, and these are widely appreciated by the public. Next. This is the structure of the field office of the board diagram. Chairman, member secretary. Chairman, member secretary sits at the head office. That is, we have got office at Sion, Mumbai. We have got exceptional branch there. Senior administrative officer, and there is a technical branch, that is APA, that is air pollution abatement engineer, water pollution abatement engineer, assistant secretary, ROHQ. And these sits there at HQ. And then regional officers, I told you that there are 12 regional officers across the Maharashtra and 43 sub-regional officers. Then we have got EIC and assistant system officer. Now there is all paperless and digital signature licenses are being issued. Previously we used to issue the license on paper, but that has been stopped. Then scientific officer branch is there. Principal scientific officer is he's heading that scientific branch. We have got 7 laboratories in Maharashtra, and each laboratories we have got senior scientific officers and scientific officers. We have got regional laboratory at Aurangabad also. There was a visit 2 years back the online visit of KC Shah Law College at our regional office and laboratory at Aurangabad on the same occasion, that is 5th June 2020. Then we have got accounts branch, where we have got chief accounts officer, accounts officer audit, accounts officer salary. Then assistant accounts officer, we have got 4. Then assistant accounts officer cess. Now cess has been stopped due to GST. Otherwise, we used to collect cess also. Then material and establishment branch, executive engineer, legal branch we got. We have got law officer, legal branch at HQ, and assistant law officer HQ. Then statistical branch and statistical officer. This is our structure of the field office of the board. This is a right now, like this. Then MPCB, Maharashtra Policing Control Board, implements various enactments to all officers of the board, including regional officer. That is Water PNC Act 1974. And rightly, Kotapale madam said that this our world environment started from 5th June. And the act also was introduced on 5th June. That is Water PNC Act 1974. Section 17 of the Water PNC Act 1974. I will not take entire in detail all these enactments, but I will go. Very specific. Like, what is the functions of the state board? As per the section 17 of the Water PNC Act, it is clearly mentioned that is subject to the provision of this act. The functions of the state board shall be to plan a comprehensive program for the prevention, control, abatement of pollution of streams and wells in the state, and to secure the execution thereof. See, we have action plan to curb the harm river pollution also. That is uploaded on our website. You can go through it to advise, and also on the river policy also, all rivers also we have got the action plan to advise the state government on any other matter concerning the prevention, control or abatement of water pollution, and to collect and disseminate information related to water pollution and the prevention, control or abatement thereof. Next slide. Encourage, conduct and participate investigations and research relating to problems of water pollution and prevention, control or abatement of water pollution. See, in this case, as there is a NGT matter, National Tribunal matter is there of Vaduz groundwater pollution. We have given the work to NIRI, one of the institutions at Nagpur, to find out what are the causes of the groundwater pollution. To collaborate with the central board in organizing the training of persons engaged programs relating to prevention, control, abatement of water pollution, and organize mass education programs relating thereto. To inspect sewage or trade effluents works and plans for the treatment of sewage. Plans, specifications or other data relating to plants set up for the treatment of water, works for the prevention thereof, and system for the disposal of sewage or trade effluents, or in connection with the grant of any consent as required by the same. See, as per the section 25 of Water PNC Act and 21 of what Air PNC Act, every industry or any establishment has to take the consents as per these provisions. To lay down, modify or annual effluent standards for the sewage and trade effluents, and for the quality of receiving waters not being water in an interstate stream resulting from the discharge of effluents, and to classify waters of the state. To evolve economical and reliable methods of treatment of sewage and trade effluents, having regard to the peculiar conditions of soils, climate, and water resources of different regions, and more especially the prevailing flow characteristics of water in streams and wells, which rendered it impossible to attain even the minimum degree of dilution. Evolve methods of utilization of sewage and suitable trade effluents in the agriculture. Now, but due to the groundwater pollution at Vaduz area or entire due to SEPI, because critically polluted area also has been declared as in Aurangabad for 4 MIDCs. That is MIDC Vaduz, MIDC Chiklatana, then MIDC railway station, and MIDC Shendra. They are not allowing any now discharge of sewage on land, but we are asking them to recycle or zero discharge. To evolve efficient methods of disposal of sewage and trade effluents on land as are necessary to on account of the predominant conditions of scant stream flows that do not provide for major part of the year that the minimum degrees of the drainage. To lay down standards of treatment of sewage and trade effluents to be discharged into any particular stream, taking into account the minimum for fair weather dilution available in that stream and the tolerance limit of pollution permeable to the water of the stream after the discharge of such effluents. See, if the discharge of sewage in water body, there are stringent norms. The 5 milligrams per liter you have to achieve. Otherwise, it is a violation. Then to make, vary or revoke any order for the prevention, control, or abatement of discharge of waste into streams or wells. requiring any person concerned to construct new systems for the disposal of sewage and trade effluents, or to modify, alter, or extend any such existing system, or to adopt such remedial measures as are necessary to prevent, control, and abatement of water pollution. To lay down effluent standards to be complied with by persons while causing discharge of sewage or sewage or both, and to lay down, modify annual effluent standards for the sewage and trade effluents. Next slide, please. The board. The board may establish or recognize a laboratory or laboratories to enable the board to perform its function under this section efficiently, including the analysis of sample of water from any stream or well, or of sample of any sewage or trade effluent. See, we have got 7 as per this, we have got as per 17.2, we have got 7 laboratories in Maharashtra. One is at Central Laboratory, Mahape, then one Thana, Aurangabad, then at Pune, we have got Chandrapur, Nagpur. We have got the 7 laboratories to assess the samples are taken and analyzed there. And Air PNCP Act 1981. As per this Air PNCP Act 1981, Section 21-22, the consents has to be taken. As you are aware that what is the actually air pollution means, like from the see, after burning the fuel in the boiler, there is a smoke, and the smoke has to be I mean they have to achieve the norms. For achieving the norms, air pollution prevention equipments are electrostatic precipitator. I have shown in the slide, sorry, in the video. There is a pollution control equipment and chimney. So for pollution control equipment such as the electrostatic precipitator, back filters, dust collectors has to be installed depending upon the capacity of the boiler, and the norms has to be achieved like 150 per micrograms per nanometer cube, the SPM levels. So for that, ESP has to be installed, and the chimney has to be installed depending upon the quantity of fuel burned. The height of the chimneys can be determined. A diameter of the chimneys can be defined. There are 2 types of chimneys. One is self-supported and die-wired, and diameter can be calculated by technical formulas equal to under root 4Q upon pi kV. As per Indian standard 6533, the chimneys can be calculated. Chimney heights and diameter can be calculated. And pollution control equipments I told you. And then for stone crushers, we have got in Marathwada, there are a lot of stone crushers, and due to there is a fugitive emissions, so they have to, as per the EPA Act, there are 6 conditions they are stipulated in our consents, that there should be the stone crusher should be enclosed, the jaw, then the screen, and the conveyor belt should be enclosed. There should be 3-tier tree plantation across the stone crusher. There should be metallic roads constructed inside the stone crusher area. There should be walls, wind-breaking walls, and there should be the emission should not be more than 600 normal mg per normal cube from 60 meters of stone crusher. For that, we are taking samples by way of RDS. We are taking the respiratory dust this thing machine, and manually we measure we take the samples of air by way of filter paper, 8 hours or 16 hours or 24 hours, and then we see whether it is polluting or not. That stone crusher we are assessing. Then Environment Protection Act, this is an umbrella act under which there are a lot of notifications like hazardous waste, biomedical waste, plastic waste, battery rules, and noise pollution. We have got all this under the EPA Act. Then hazardous waste management and handling rules, biomedical waste management and handling rules. See, biomedical waste is nothing but the waste generated from the hospitals. For that, we have got here one common biomedical waste storage treatment facility run by SMS, which is at Pattern Road. Then Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016, Battery Rules 2020, State Pollution Control Board Committee, it shall be responsibility of SPCB or Pollution Control Committee. The State Board is the prescribed authority for ensuring compliance of the provision of these rules, and it shall file annual compliance status report to the CPCB by 30th April every year. SPCB and Pollution Control Committee shall register the dealer on one-time basis, and registration would be deemed as considered if not objected to within a period of 30 days. Periodic meeting of all recycling facilities, periodic audit of data of new batteries purchased and old batteries sold from GST portal in case of bulk consumers. Next slide, please. This is the delegation of powers regarding the consent management of the board. This was given. So as I had rightly told you, there are 43 sub-regional offices, 12 regional offices. Head of the records I had discussed. Then there is a consent committee and consent appraisal committee. There are the industries are categorized in 3 categories: red category, orange category, green category. The sub-regional officer, green category up to 100 crores has got powers to issue the consents. Nowadays, the consents are issued online. Everybody can apply online from any place of the world, and digital signature is there. No more now physical signature on the consents, and they are uploaded on the website. You can go through our website, and if you click any name of the industry like NRB or Chandra, any type Garware, you can see the consent on that in the public domain. That consent and authorization urban local bodies, including cantonment boards and other planning authorities, CLICAS municipal councils, the SR is empowered to grant the consents. Regional officer, that is myself, who is retired now but not tired, up to 10 crores, excluding industries listed in Annexure B, orange category up to 150 crores, and green category up above 100 crores up to 500 crores. B class municipal councils and cantonment boards and infrastructure projects such as townships, IT parks, SEZ, highways, irrigation projects, building and construction projects up to rupees 24 crores. Head of the department, that is our head of people who sits in HQ, that is assistant secretary, principal scientific officer, air pollution abatement engineer, water pollution abatement engineer. They have got powers to grant consent. Red category above rupees 10 crores to 50 crores. For orange category above 150 crores to 500 crores. Then green category above 500 crores to 1000 crores. Then A class municipal council, they are allowed to give consents. Then infrastructure projects above rupees 25 crores up to 100 crores. Then consent committees there, which is headed by our honorable member secretary. Red category above rupees 50 crores to up to 150 crores. Orange category 500 crores up to 1500 crores. Green category 1000 crores to 4000 crores. And all municipal corporations, including our Oromia Municipal Corporation. Then infrastructure projects above 100 crores up to 750 crores. And consent appraisal committee last CSC. More than 150 crores red category, more than 1500 crores orange category, green category more than 4000 crores. And in case of SEZ, townships, infrastructure projects more than 750 crores. As per the above delegation of power to issue consent under Water Act, Air Act, hazardous waste is mentioned for all officers, including regional officer. Apart from this, regional officer is empowered to issue biomedical waste authorization having hospitals up to 50 beds. Regional officer has to file affidavits, complaints to JMFC, CGM, High Court, and NGT. Had filed in my tenure the complaint of violation of environment clearance at Usmanabad Court, and those are disposed of. To extend personal hearings of industries violating environmental legislations and according to enforcement policy issued directions such as SCN, PD, ID, and CD. Depending upon the violation as mentioned below, I will discuss about the enforcement policy also later on. The board has been empowered to initiate various actions under the provision of various environmental laws, more particularly Water PNC Act 1974, Water PNC Act, SES Act 1977, Air Act 1981, and EP Act 1936 respectively. It becomes necessary to formulate the priority and guidelines for integrating the actions with reference to number of surprise regular inspections, reports of sampling in numbers, investigation of complaints, intensity of pollution, period of non-compliance, and its impact on the surrounding area. After due diligence, the following criteria are adopted. Next slide. Serial number, category, scale of organization. As I told you, the delegation of powers regarding red, orange, green. See, the categorization of this is red, orange, green means red means highly polluting, orange means medium polluting, green means non-polluting. Then small scale, medium scale, and large scale. The number of visits and samples with dates has to be put. Prescribed standards we have to put. Then actual results we have to put. Disposal of the pollutants into environment, whether on land, up to whether on surface, water, underground, resources, atmosphere, environment. Then period of percentage of compliance level up to 25%, between 25% to 50%, 50% to 75%, and above 75%. And as mentioned below, now I will mention regarding the enforcement policy. Just as per the enforcement policy. See, this was devised in one of the National Green Tribunal petition, Vinesh Kalwal versus Union of India. The Lloyd Metal companies that at Chandrapur. The board was, see, we are the only board the Maharashtra Code, we have got the enforcement policy which was devised by MPCB as per the directions of an entity in that matter, and this is the outcome of that. This is also hosted on our website. Warning notice that, as I pointed out, that if there is non-compliance less than 25% and there is no serious impact, and on the objections in respect of number of earlier visits, warning notice can be issued, giving warning to take corrective measures within stipulated time period. And this should be issued immediately after visit and inspection, surprise visits, and sampling pointed out specific non-compliances observed during said visit without waiting for analytical reports. No need to wait for analytical reports. Otherwise, what happens? Collect the samples, even the laboratory, results will come, but that is not necessary. Without that, waiting for those, the warning notes can be given during the course of visit. The objection should be made to point out characteristics of pollutants, operation and maintenance of pollution control devices. If the equipment is not in operation, some equipments are not in operation, like effluent plants are not in operation, some portion, then we can issue. Requirement of improvement, upgradation of the basis of early visits and analytical reports, specifying percentage non-compliance the basis of weightage given for the compliance, non-compliance with requirement to initiate further actions as per the delegation of powers. This can be issued at the initial stage by the sub-regional officer. He is empowered to issue warning notice. He need not put up the file to the higher up, that is regional officer. At the level of the warning notice can be issued at the level of sub-regional officer itself. Next slide, please. Show cause notice. The next step, where excellency's level is more above 25% but not having serious impact on the environment, SN can be issued pointed out non-compliance percentage and observations with the number of visits and sampling as well as results. Their results are there required. They are pointing out non-compliance and steps to be taken with so cause notice as to why further necessary action shall not be initiated in case satisfactory reply not given and no effective steps are taken to comply with so cause notice. Percentage non-compliance on the basis of earlier record with reference to various parameters prescribed in the above statement should be pointed out with specific intimation to initiate further action, including proposed direction, conditional directions, filing of prosecution, etc. I had also filed prosecutions, as I stated above, that there was environment clearance violation at Usmanabad court. Here also I have filed, and Nasik also I have filed. A lot of places I have filed. The SN will be issued under corresponding sections under which the conditions for compliances are imposed, such as section 25, 26, 27. That is, as per this, consents are to be taken to the Water PNCP Act, section 20 of Air Act, and consent rules under the non-compliance are observed under the Act 1986. The format for SN has been prepared and hosted on the board's website also. There was the format also of the SN, which is hosted on the board's website. Then comes the proposed direction. This is the next step. After SN, if nobody is taking steps to comply with the reasonable time limit, or where the non-compliance and excellence observed to be having impact on environment, PD can be issued on the basis of 3 analytical reports. We need to have 3 analytical reports, 3 samples report, pointing out the visits, sampling and excellence above 50% with reference to standards and with reference to non-compliance of SCM, as well as on the basis of percentage non-compliance given in the above statements. In conditional directions, in order to secure compliance within stipulated time period after issue of PD on the basis of reply, no reply, subsequent to grant of opportunity of hearing, we have to, as you know, we have to adopt the principle of natural justice, that is audio alteram paltram. After giving the PD, we have to call the industry for hearing. Then final conditional action with time frame to comply with the conditions imposed to be issued within 35 days. Yes, please. Any problem? If those conditions are not complied with, then prohibitory restraining orders to be issued to stop polluted discharge emissions under Section 32 of Water PNCP Act and under Section 20 of Air PNCP Act. If compliance is not done after issuance of prohibitory order, then the application of under Section 33 of the Water under Section 20 A of the Air Act can be filed before JMFC CGM for approval orders. Then conditional directions. Where serious non-compliance observed on the basis of regular surprise visits, investigation of complaint, and or any report of committee, in such cases where excellence is above 75%, directions of closure, disconnection of electricity, water supply, essential service, the polluting activity can be issued until effective steps are taken to comply with the points addressed in respect of serious non-compliances. Conditional permissions to restart manufacturing activities may not be granted. Just like this. Then filing of prosecution, that is the next stage. This is the actions. This is the enforcement policy regarding enforcement policy about.
Okay.
It was decided to define 3 incidents of violations, punishing actions for there also. This is a detailed enforcement regarding this is the explanation of enforcement policy in a nutshell. Otherwise, if you go on our website, the enforcement policy is a big document. I thought to give in a very crispy manner. I have tried to reduce it, but this is, still it is exhaustive. So this is the regarding the board's role of regional officer, including entire of MPCP in implementing various environmental legislations. I think I will, if time permits, I can go ahead or I can stop here. And with this, I conclude myself, and I am thankful to the MP Law College authorities and Kotapalli Madam and Rao sir and all you all for giving me opportunity on the occasion of World Environment Day to deliver my give my deliberations. With this, I conclude. I am thankful to you all for giving me patience of hearing, and I have purposely techno-legal. I made the presentation or the deliberation techno-legal because we have got the boilers also. I am a boiler man, and instead of burning, throwing plastics in the river or throwing on anywhere, we can burn the plastic and generate steam out of it and generate power, because by power steam, with the help of steam, we can generate power. That industry is Shah Paper Mill, exact Vapi. 60 tons of plastic they are burning per day and 280 tons of steam they are generating. This is a good solution, and like that, likewise, without the public participation and public political will, we cannot implement, and also the NCP cannot implement this legislation. It's very exhaustive and extensive. I am thankful to you all, everybody. Thankful to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pravin Joshi sir, for guiding us importantly on the what are the role played by the regional officers in Maharashtra Pollution Control Board in implementing various environmental legislation. Thank you very much. It was really a wonderful lecture. All the students enjoyed it a lot. Now it's a time. Today we have with us the second resource person, Dr. Ila Tiwari ma'am. Now again I request Uma Shinde ma'am to introduce Dr. Ila Tiwari.
Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful to get the opportunity to introduce Dr. Ila Tiwari, ma'am. Ma'am is a Deputy General Manager in Environment and Clean Energy Division. She did her BSc in Chemistry and Biochemistry with the distinction. She is the gold medalist and stood on a first position in MSc University exams from Central University, Lucknow. She has awarded Doctorate in Environmental Science from Pune University. She is IRC certified ISO lead auditor for EMS Environmental Management System. She is certified master trainer of solid waste management by National Institute of Urban Affairs. She is accredited as government analyst for environmental laboratory gadget notified by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. She has experience of working with CSR labs, IITR, NERI, Government of India, NIUA, Government of India DRDO, HAMRL in various technical capacities and over 15 years of experience in standard of EHS and ESG. She has over 15 years of experience in environmental infrastructure projects. Ma'am has awarded with many fellowships and awards from senior research fellowships from DRDO Government of India Research. She has published many research papers during her 15 years of span. And ma'am is a very excellent personality in herself. We are delighted to us with the ma'am today. We are welcoming you all, ma'am, in today's program. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Uma. Now I request Dr. Ila Tiwari ma'am to kindly guide us. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thanks a lot. A very, very happy World Environment Day to everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank Pravin Joshi sir for such an informative session which enlightened us with the knowledge on the subject of great environmental concern. So I'm extremely thankful to Pravin Joshi sir for such an informative session with such a detailed information on the entire aspects of the waste management and the regulatory norms, the statutory norms in place. So I feel enlightened with the knowledge, and this session is going to be a very, very informative for the law college student who are attending this session. So thanks a lot, Joshi sir. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Manikchand Law College for giving me this forum to share my ideas and to mutually share the knowledge between the students and the faculty present here. So once again, I thank the Law College faculty and Joshi sir for giving me this opportunity to present my ideas in this forum. Although it came to me at a very, very short notice, so I am not going to give a very detailed PowerPoint presentation here, but certainly I would like to share my ideas and experience on the subject of waste segregation and its importance for the protection of environment. Also, please let me know in case if my audio, because I'm currently at my operating site. Today is a World Environment Day, so I'm here for the plantation drive at my Ranjangaon site. So the network issue is there. So in case if I'm not audible, please let me know. As we all know that the theme for the World Environment Day this year will focus on the solution to plastic pollution. So for beating plastic pollution, let's start with your ideas. I would like to know, because all young crowd is here present here online with us, connected with us. So I would like to know for the beating the plastic pollution, what are your ideas on day to day, like on a day to day basis? How do you beat plastic pollution? I would like to know from you any idea, any thought, any activity of yours you can share here. Anyone.
You can text in the chat box also, because they can't.
Yeah. That will do. That will certainly do. Because
Also, your mic is on.
yes, so I mean any random thought which comes to you. No use of plastic. Very good, Mr. Tushar. Very good. I mean
Use of-
that's the biggest challenging thing. No use of plastic. So that's really great. Any idea, any thought, any activity which you perform on a daily basis? I mean, just start your day and how you end your day. Use of cotton bags instead of plastic bags. Superb, excellent idea.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
yes, sir.
suggest,
Yes.
just like my father, I suggest that I also carry the cotton bags in my pocket, just like a kerchief.
Great, sir.
What
Great,
happened?
sir.
What happened? Haphazardly, if you want to take purchase vegetable or anything, or cotton bag should be in our pocket.
That an excellent
Avoid
thought, sir.
avoid taking plastic bag. I carry.
That's what. I mean, that really needs an applause, because people know, but execution is very difficult. We all know to use how to
This is
reduce
this
the
is
use
because
of
of my father. My father also
Yes.
carries about 87 years old, but he only has told me I am imitating him. This is our ancestor also. This is very important. One should not take the carry bags from the
Exactly, sir.
vegetable market or anything. There are our own cotton bags, which I think.
Excellent, sir. Because as we all know that the lifestyle of our ancestors were much more sustainable than what we do. We talk a lot. We know a lot. We have learned a lot. But when it
We have
comes
to
to
implement. We have to
implementation,
implement.
exactly.
Implementation is
So
important.
as very rightly said by Joshi sir, that he has learned this from his father. And just imagine, in our ancestors' time, have we ever talked about sustainability, because that was a part of their lifestyle. Now we talk much about sustainability, carbon credits, sustainability rating, and like scientific jargons, blah blah blah. But when it comes to implementation, because it has to be in your lifestyle, it has to be in your mindset. So yes, very good suggestions I have received from many of the audience. Minimum use of plastic, because it is not possible to avoid plastic, very good idea. Another I got, we can use wooden spoon instead of plastic, very good. Use cotton bags instead of plastic bags, extremely good. Carry a bag whenever you go out, extremely good. So I think this session is going to be very, very interesting, because all the audience here are well aware and well informed. And I don't think they need a presentation from a people like us. But yes, this session is going to be an interactive and a mutual knowledge gaining. So, say for an example, I do not throw a single plastic bag in my dry waste bin. I'm talking about myself. I stay in Pune and I do not throw a single plastic bag in my dry waste bin. Rather, I either reuse it, how much time possible, I try to reuse it, or I collect for recycling. So how I collect it? I collect it for a month time, and then I reach out to a recycler in my world office and I donate that plastic there. So that is a small effort I do. That brings us to our topic for today, that is significance in process of segregation of waste for the protection of environment. This topic is a very, very important if we look into the environmental pollution which is prevailing these days. So now let's understand first the basics of the waste management. What is waste? Anyone has any random idea? Any random idea of what is waste? When we say waste, what comes to you? I don't want any scientific or a very accurate definition of waste. But when we say waste, what comes to your mind? What is waste? Anyone? I mean, you can write in the chat box.
Ma'am, I would like to speak.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
please.
any unwanted material which is not fit for the health of the nature can be termed as waste.
Good, very good. Unwanted, yes, accurate. Any other definition? Not useful thing, correct. To some extent, yes. To some extent, yes, not useful thing. So now, if I have to define waste, what is waste? If you have to define waste, what is waste? So that a very accurate definition comes out, is waste is any substance discarded after its primary use. Correct? The material what we have used and we feel now it has no value for its primary use. What
Or
does
end
it
of
mean?
life. Or end of
And-
life.
Correct.
End of life.
Correct. You can say, yes, sir. So what does it mean? Does it have any value? Does it have any value other than its primary use? Does it have any value other than its primary use? Answer to this question is the basis of waste management. If we have answer to this question, we don't need any waste management expert. We can do the waste management on a daily basis at our home so efficiently. Rather, we will be able to contribute to the corporations and the pollution control boards in their efforts in their waste management. So when we say yes, it has some value after its primary use. That material is of no use because it doesn't have any value or any worth for its primary function. But yes, it doesn't mean that it cannot be reused, it cannot be recycled, it cannot be transformed to something which is useful not for its primary but for some secondary use. So that is the all waste definition of waste is, and that is the basis of the waste management. In year 2016, as rightly said by Joshi sir, that year 2016, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change Government of India has notified 6 waste management rules, that is solid waste management rules, plastic waste management rules, hazardous waste management rules, e-waste management rules, biomedical waste management rules, and construction and demolition waste management rules. So the year 2016 was a revolutionary when it comes to the waste management sector, because all the waste which can be categorized in any of the category has been notified under the waste management rules, right? So the above 7 categories just now which I have mentioned covers almost all types of waste that is being generated by different types of generators like industries, commercial operations, or municipality. I mean, almost each and every waste can be categorized in these 6 categories, and that is why the ministry has come up with the notification of the waste management rules under these 6 categories. With the legal framework in place, with the statutory norms in place, with the guidelines in place, certainly we will reach to the point when we say, yes, our waste management is equally good and efficient as the waste management in the Western world, the developed nations. So, irrespective of the waste type, the most important aspect of the waste management is segregation of the waste at source. And this is the topic of today's session, that what is the significance and the process of segregation of waste for the protection of environment. So this is a very, very important topic to discuss, and I personally feel that all the audience present here must be quite aware about the source segregation, because that is the basis of any waste management, any kind of waste, whether it is a hazardous waste, biomedical waste, municipality waste, dry waste, waste, any waste. The basis is the segregation at source. So why is segregation so important? Source segregation is very, very talked about subject these days. Everywhere it is talked about segregation at source. Promote segregation at source. Make people aware about segregation at source. But I would like to know from all of you, from any of you, that why you feel the segregation of waste is so important. Any idea?
Yes, I would like to say here.
Yes.
Without segregation, you see, now we have got composting plants.
Correct.
We compost the municipal solid waste. We don't
Yes.
segregate it. If it is gone mixed, the composting will not be there proper.
Correct, sir. Absolutely correct, sir. And sir has got such a amazing and great experience. Sir is from Pollution Control Board, so I mean, we seek his guidance, we seek his knowledge time to time. So I would like to just highlight few points over here, that source segregation is important because it reduces the need for secondary segregation. Lot of money, lot of time, lot of efforts of corporations, municipalities goes in secondary segregation, which is actually not needed if the source segregation is done by responsible citizen like us. Correct? So the source segregation is important. The most important thing is that it reduces the need for the secondary segregation. Number one. Number two, it is a capital, because it requires a lot of capital investment. Number three, it is also requires a lot of energy and land intensive, because you need space. Because you need a space to have a proper segregation. If corporation has to segregate entire waste at the dump site, just imagine the space which is required, the land which is required. In a place like Pune, how precious is the land? So it is capital intensive, energy intensive, land intensive. Waste segregated at source is likely to be contaminated with other waste types, and therefore more likely to be recycled. Because when we don't segregate the waste at source, what happens ultimately at the dump site? It is all mixed waste, it is all contaminated waste. How filthy is the situation? Just imagine the condition under which these rag pickers work. I am pretty sure you must have gone through such documentary evidences online or in the hard copies in form of manuscripts, that it is such a pathetic situation where the rag pickers actually work at dump site. just because we ignore to segregate the waste at source, and the efforts gets multiplied 100 times when it has to be segregated at the dump site. That is the secondary segregation. So that is why the primary segregation is very important for holistic waste management. So whether it is a dry waste, wet waste, domestic hazardous waste, domestic biomedical waste like masks, gloves, sanitary napkins, diapers, waste medicines, etc., 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 e-waste, plastic waste, all these waste are supposed to be source segregated so that we can efficiently do the recovery or the recycling part at the corporation level. I am sure that you all can relate to all these types of waste and must be handling these waste on a day-to-day basis. I'm pretty sure whatever I have mentioned just now, like masks, gloves, sanitary napkins, diaper, medicines, unused medicines, expired medicines, e-waste like your used batteries, these are a very relatable waste. Everybody in this audience, I am pretty sure that you can relate to. You must be now thinking, okay, these waste we generate at least on a daily basis. So why is source segregation of waste important? We have discussed just now. Source segregation and recycling result in waste minimization. So it also achieve one of the objective of waste minimization, because when you segregate, you minimize the waste or lesser waste reaches the landfill. We all know about the mountain size dump sites all over across our nation. Just Google Gazipur, just Google Deonar, just Google Fursungi, all these dump sites. I mean, I need not to mention, Joshi sir is having he can guide you better on these topics because he's on a regulatory side. He worked in pollution control board, so he's having enough knowledge on this subject that how bad the situation at the dump sites is. Am I correct?
There is a lot of legacy waste. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a very difficult task. Yeah, legacy waste,
Correct, sir.
so heaps of them.
So the fresh weight becomes legacy waste because we don't segregate at source.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, sir.
Yeah. So therefore, you have already stated that it should be segregated at source. That is very important.
Yes, sir. So this directly translates into longer lifespan of landfills. If we segregate the waste at source, the waste will be minimized, number one. The waste which will reach to landfill will be lesser in quantity, and directly it will translate into longer life of landfill. So we will not be required to have more and more number of sanitary landfills in our city. And it also reduce the demand for new landfills. So just imagine, just by segregation at source, how important aims and objectives we are achieving. So that is the reason that we should focus more and more on the source segregation. Here are some of the steps which can be used to manage and segregate the waste. I mean, these are very basic steps. I don't think that this is something very innovative or something very new I am telling, but yes, we should follow all these steps. We should keep separate containers for dry and wet waste in the kitchen. I think that is the basic. We should have two separate containers for dry and the wet waste in the kitchen. We should always keep two bags for dry waste collection, the paper and plastic, and for rest of the household waste. These are some basic, see, nobody can teach you. You have to have developed this mindset. Yes, everybody is a waste expert. Let me tell you, everybody is a waste expert if we just analyze our waste at home. If we are a little bit more conscious towards our responsibility that yes, we should keep two bags for dry waste collection, one for the paper and plastic and other for rest of the house. Because when we say dry and wet, it doesn't mean that all dry can be kept in a single container. If you need a proper segregation, you should have one dry and two dry waste and one wet. One wet is means your kitchen waste, where you daily generate all the peels off from the kitchen, the daily food waste and everything. That can be taken care by a composting process, which we'll be talking later. I mean, already Joshi sir has explained you about it. But for the dry waste, Two bags must be there. One is for the paper and plastic, and other is for the rest of the household. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be domestic hazardous. It could be e-waste. It could be anything. Anything. And if you have two bags, you will have a vision to, yes, I have to throw my waste there. But if you do not have two bags, where you will? It is all in the mindset. Keep plastic from the kitchen clean and dry and drop into the dry waste bin. One more important step is also to keep your dry waste in a cleaner condition, because you are going to give that waste for a recycling. So it should be clean enough so that the pre-treatment cost can be reduced at a recycler. Keep glass plastic containers rinsed of food matter. Many times we finish off with a sauce, with a jam or a Bonvita or a Horlicks. What we do, finish it off and throw it. कबाड़ी वाला को देना है. But just imagine, ultimately it goes for a recycling, where the pre-treatment is a cost, because a contaminated plastic cannot be recycled directly. It has to be pre-treated. So these are the small efforts. These are the, suppose if we have to reuse that bottle, what we do, we wash it. But we know when we know that no, we don't have to reuse it, we have to throw it. Okay, let it throw in the same condition. So these are very smaller things, very smaller things. For that, you need not to go for any certification, for any course or any degree. These are the small things which our ancestors used to do. Whatever food waste, immediately they give it to, हम गाय को खाना खिला देते थे इमीडिएटली. जो भी खाना बचा, हमारी तब आदत ही नहीं थी फ्रिज में खाना रखने की. आज हम पहले फ्रिज में रखते हैं, फिर 4 दिन बाद उसको निकाल देते हैं. So these are very small things which we have to just focus on. Send wet waste out of your home on a daily basis. That is very important. On a daily basis, you should keep, because it is not good to store inside the wet waste for a longer time. You should have a provision of a earthen pots for composting bins, or a pit if you have a space. If you do not have a space, then you should go for a smaller earthen pot compost bins, which are very easily available and very lesser cost available at any nursery in nearby area. So that wet waste you should send daily from your home. Store and send dry waste out of the home once a week. You don't have to do it on a daily basis. For a dry waste, you can always keep your weekends. On Sundays, you can just store and send dry waste out of home. जो भी आपका ड्राई वेस्ट है वो आपका जो आपके जो आते हैं, गाड़ी आती हैं कॉर्पोरेशंस की, दे कैन कलेक्ट. Keep a paper bag for throwing the sanitary napkin, which is very important. So these are very small practices. I don't think, you must be having had n number of ideas for how to do the source segregation at home. So any questions, I would like to hear from you. But most important aspect which I would like to address here is that practicing waste management and segregation as a community. You must have heard about the term IEC. IEC is like information, education, communication. This is the term which is most talked about. The reason is that ultimately it is the IEC which brings out change. Why we are discussing here, why we are here today? Just for knowledge, just for information, and just for communication. So the best way to practice waste management is to form a group of like-minded people. The process of waste segregation should be thoroughly explained to family, to neighbors in your apartment, in your building or neighborhood. Creative awareness among the staff in the apartment, in your building, in your neighborhood, to help make the process easier. Acquiring separate storage drums for storing the dry waste and wet waste will be a great way to store the bulk waste. जैसे सोसाइटीज में आजकल होता है, बड़े बड़े बिन्स रखे जाते हैं waste के लिए. Allow dealer to collect the dry waste. So these are very important when it comes to the segregation and waste management as a community. It is very important. So I don't know how many of you are aware, but Niti Aayog, policy strengthen, you can just Google Niti Aayog policy guideline on promoting behavior change. It's such a Bible. You can go through that. That will explain you the things in a much more easier and much more efficient way. That why we must think about waste segregation at source. What are the advantages offered by waste segregation at source? What are the existing mandates, policy mandates in India? I mean, as a all law college student, that is very important for all of you to understand the legal framework. So basically, the policy guidelines have been developed by the Niti Aayog to support the behavioral change in individuals, in households, institutions to strengthen the waste segregation at source. The objective is to facilitate, to strengthen, to widen and deepen the adoption of waste segregation at source practices among different stakeholders for a sustainable and lasting impact. That is a Bible document. I request all of you that you can refer that document, you can download that document. It is very easily available on internet. You can download that PDF file that talks about the importance of the IEC component, which is very, very important. The recommendations have relevance for policies in the broad areas of waste management, circularity, sanitation, urban planning, and the product packaging, among others, because ultimately the product packaging is also very important when it comes to the generation of the plastic waste. So if any of you find difficulty, you can reach out to me. I can always connect you through those documents. Now, because the time was given to me, very lesser time was given to me, so I've just prepared a very small presentation. Rather, I would not call it as a presentation, just few slides. If you allow me, can I share those slides?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay.
Not it, ma'am.
Not yet. Okay. Let me try once again. Is it visible now?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
It is.
Okay. So now moving on further on the today's topic, that is significance of waste segregation at source. I have already explained. I just wanted to show you these pictures. Just see the condition where these child laborers are working, where these women are working.
Which location this is? Which location?
So this particular location, the location on the left hand side is of the Gazipur. Left hand side is of the Gazipur and right side is of Fursungi.
Pune.
So yes, so these are the conditions in which
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Madam, you are not audible. You are not audible.
now, as we talked about the type of waste, why the understanding on the type of waste is important? Because if we are aware of the type of waste and the regulatory framework for that particular type of waste, we will be able to contribute to the nation, to the corporation, to the pollution control bodies in the effective waste management. Why we always pinpoint to the authorities? Why we always blame to others that okay, कुछ नहीं हो सकता, हमारे यहाँ तो corporation कुछ नहीं करती है, अरे हमारे यहाँ तो कुछ भी नहीं होता है. Why we can't take responsibility on our shoulder? We are generator. कचरा तो हम generate कर रहे हैं ना. Why we feel that it should be managed by government? It should be managed by the authorities. Why? At least as a generator, it is our responsibility to segregate the waste at our household level. So for that, as a responsible citizen, we should be aware of the categorization of waste, the classification of the waste, and the regulatory framework of the waste. Because unless we know the type of waste, the category of waste, the classification of the waste, the statutory norms which are applicable for the management of the waste, unless we know about that, we won't be able to do anything. Now the information is so easy because of the digital platform. We all have smartphones in our hand. How easy it is to get that data, especially the websites of the Central Pollution Control Board, the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, the corporations, the ULBs, the websites are so well designed that the data is just a click away. As rightly said by Joshi sir, that all the waste management rules are now in place. We have all 6 categories of waste covered under the regulatory framework. Only thing, awareness should be there. Specifically, I would like to mention, because I have been working in the field of hazardous waste management from last 12 years. And because the compliances and the regulatory framework is so strict for the hazardous waste management, that all credit goes to the pollution control bodies, because they regulate it, they monitor it in a very, very efficient way. So because the regulatory framework is there, because the implementation is there, because there is a classification, categorization of waste is there under the purview of a hazardous waste management rules, still, after all those efforts, after all that, we still feel that yes, there is still a lacuna, there are still a gaps in the segregation of the waste at source, at industry level. Just imagine industry level, when there is a separate dedicated section for the waste management in their industry, at industry level. They know, they are all well qualified engineers, they know what waste they are generating, what process they are using. Still when we receive the waste at the operator level, we feel that yes, there is still a lot of gap in the waste segregation at source. I am pretty sure that Joshi sir will agree with me that many times there is a manifest system in the hazardous waste management, that every waste is to be manifested by the generator. What category it is, what category it belongs to, what subcategory it belongs to, what is the recommended dose disposal pathway, everything is there. But still when generators send the waste, in what condition it reaches to the TSDF operator, only the operator knows. They mention category, they mention subcategory, they mention disposal based on the analysis report, comprehensive analysis report as per the guidelines of MPCB. Everything is there, everything is in place. So just imagine if this is the condition with the waste category, which is a very, very specialized category like industrial hazardous waste, where the legal framework is there. Just imagine about the condition of the other waste, like municipal solid waste. There is also a legal framework for the management of the municipal solid waste, but then it is not much on the polluter pay principle. Here, everything is on the polluter pay principle. The industries pay for their waste management, and that is why the waste is so well managed. It is so scientifically disposed.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
I would like to say,
Yes, sir.
regarding municipal solid waste also, they are collecting the environment tax. It's not like that they are not collecting the environment tax.
Correct, sir. Correct, sir.
They are collecting, and they are being asked to prepare the bylaws, and in that act, segregation at source, they are asked to take the fine also. It is there. Some of the councils are implementing, but it is very difficult to implement such type of things.
Yeah,
But still,
I agree, sir.
there is
I
a
agree,
there
sir.
is
There is, sir. But
tax.
only thing, there is
There
a
is a
yes.
tax,
There is
environment
a
tax
tax.
also. Yeah.
There is a tax. We pay tax.
The public is paying. The public is paying.
It is fine. Only thing is that, sir, the point I'm making here is that the vast difference in the fees, the tipping fee which an industry pay and a tax which government takes from us as a responsible citizen, what we pay towards the waste. So the thing is that the basic problem here is the source segregation. If the waste is segregated efficiently at the generator level, whether it is hazardous, whether it is biomedical.
I do agree. I do agree with this. I do agree.
Yes, sir. So moving on to the next, as I already explained, what are the ways of segregation at source? There are different ways. You can store your dry waste, wet waste separately. You can have a provision of a composting your wet waste in your garden area. If you do not have a garden area, if you are in a very small flat, then also nowadays there are so advanced compost bins available in the market at a very, very lower cost. You can just have those compost bins at your home where you can just dump your wet waste. It is a natural process, natural phenomena. It doesn't require any scientific experiment to be carried out. So these are very, very small a small activity which you can do at your household level to prepare a compost from your wet waste. Same thing for your dry waste, as I explained, that yes, you can have a provision to store your dry waste in different categories, paper and plastic in one bin, the other waste like batteries and expired medicine in other bins. So these are the ways how you can segregate the waste at source. Now coming to the IEC, practicing waste management and segregation as a community. For that, you should gather all the like-minded people together. This is also a kind of a stress relieving activity. Every time going for a movie is not a stress relieving activity. You can, for some weekend, at least once in 4 months, 6 months, you can go for such activity. You can rather participate. You should be aware. You should check such websites where at community level, at ward level, at ULB level, they are performing such activities for the IEC time to time. You can participate in that activity because change will come only with the masses. So achieving the positive behavioral change communication, just like IEC, there is a BCC. With IECC, BCC comes. BCC is behavioral change communication. Ultimately, it is a behavior. As rightly said by Joshi sir, that sir is carrying always paper bag, cloth bag, because his father used to do it. So this is a legacy which he has taken. So ultimately, it is a mindset, it is the behavioral change communication which can bring out such mass changes, and ultimately it will lead to a very, very bigger result in terms of a effective waste management, effective recycling, effective material recovery facility. So I would like to mention here two examples. Cities like Panji in Goa and Indore in Madhya Pradesh can source segregate over 90% of their waste owing to their extremely effective BCC initiative carried out through rigorous IEC activities. So this is not, we are talking in air. These are the real-time example. I know Joshi sir will agree with me that Indore is the #1 clean city. Swachh Bharat mission mein,
correct, ma'am.
6 times they have gained #1 position. The
It's true.
main reason behind is the very, very strong IEC and BCC. And that is why the Indore model is being now copied by all the smart cities. People are visiting from other ULBs to Indore just to see that how it is possible to segregate more than 95% of their waste. I just want to give you an example. I have my relative in Indore. 6 years back when I visited Indore, at that time, more than 6 years back, at that time such vehicle used to come with a music where Shan, जो सिंगर हैं शान जो गाना गाते हैं, उनके गाने लगाए जाते थे और लोगों की नींद उससे खुलती थी. In the morning, they used to wake up with the melodious sound of the songs sung by singer Shan, and the vehicle used to come in this condition, where there was a provision of dumping your dry and wet waste. I'm talking about 6 years back. So there was lot of efforts taken by the Indore Corporation to segregate the waste at source level by just implementing IEC. They also initially tried to come up with many fancy things, but ultimately they realized that no, the ultimate change is only going to come with IEC, which ultimately turns to be BCC. So these are the two cities where you can see the how IEC and BCC is effective in the waste management. Now, I would just like to show you there is a pledge. It's an initiative by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, which is known as LIFE. The full form of LIFE is Lifestyle for Environment. So basically, it is nothing but an ICC and BCC which we have to bring out in us by taking this pledge. So I request all of you that please undertake this pledge on the occasion of World Environment Day whenever you have free time. And do not forget, after taking this pledge, try to implement, try to be very specific about this pledge. I'll just read out this pledge in front of you. I pledge to make all possible changes in my daily life to protect the environment. I also commit to continuously motivate my family, my friends, and others about the importance of environmentally friendly habits. So, what does this pledge talk about? It only talk about that yes, I will try to do all possible changes in my daily life. So basically, it is the lifestyle. I have to move to the lifestyle which is healthy and for the environment, which will protect my environment. Let it be a very, very, very minor steps. And not just in my lifestyle, I will also try to commit to continuously motivate my family, my friends, and people around me about the importance of environmental friendly habits. If you are aware, if you have knowledge, you should always share this knowledge to your friends, to your family. So this is a very small pledge which our Honorable Prime Minister always encourage, and he has even taken the drive for this to undertake this pledge by the citizens of India. So I'll not take much time now because just because the theme of this World Environment Day is beat plastic pollution. So I just want to address this because ultimately the source segregation, segregation of waste at source will bring out very effective recycling. And when it comes to recycling, plastic is of very great importance because it is the plastic which can be recycled and which can be utilized in our waste to energy plants, in our co-processing plants. So I would just quickly address this plastic to progress. Please let me know if I am running out of time because it's already 12:30. So please let me know. I'll stop immediately. So
it is very interesting and very interactive session, ma'am. It is up to you. If you want to continue, please continue. Our students have been researchers.
Ma'am, I'll quickly take 5 to 7 minutes and I'll just finish it off. So when we say pollution, so what is pollution? Pollution is a very common word. Now, even this subject of pollution is taught to the toddlers, to the small children. So it was not the same situation way back when we were students. We got to know about the world environment, sustainability very recently, about pollution very recently. But nowadays, children start their education with the word pollution. So pollution is when chemicals, gases, smoke, or any other harmful material are introduced to any components of the environment, whether it is air, it is soil, it is land, it is water, and damage the environment. That is known as pollution in a very, very simple language. It can be caused by many different things such as burning of fossil fuels or any other thing. I mean, this is a very vast subject. We cannot learn a lot in a very small session, but yes, this is pollution. So there has been growing concern about the damage that plastic is doing to the environment. Just because this particular theme is beat the plastic pollution, so I want to address it in a simple way. Where is plastic found? It is found everywhere. It is versatile. It is cheap to make. And that is the reason it is used to make everything which exists today. It is quite easy to tell when some items are plastic, such as anything, bottles, shopping bags, everything. Just imagine a thing, it can be made of plastic. But why now it is available in a surprising places? If you do some research, you will come to know that there is a plastic in your shampoo, in your face washes, in your toothpaste. That is not the place where plastic is supposed to be present. There are clothes which are made from material like nylon, polyester. These are all plastics. The toys, the golf, the tennis ball, all are made up of plastic. Why? What plastic do? Everybody knows that plastic is very, very harmful because of its life. It can live for up to 500 years. Ultimately, it releases harmful amounts of methane gas in the process. If it is not properly handled, the conventional way of the disposal earlier used to be an open burning that will result in the release in the emissions of a very, very harmful gases like dioxin and furans, which are highly carcinogenic. We are not sure, but yes, there is a possibility. There might be a correlation that why the cancer cases are increasing in our country. There is a correlation, there is a clinical study which connects the carcinogenic effects on humans from the microplastics. What are the adverse effects of plastic pollution? We all know. We don't have to talk or discuss much about it. We all know. It is a potential source of pollution of air when burned at a high temperature. The pollution, the effect of water pollution on the marine life, the damage to the ecosystem and the biodiversity. These are all well-known facts about plastic pollution, contribution to the climate change. We all know global warming, health risk from plastic consumption to the animals, the economic impact on industries and communities we cannot forget to address, the social and the cultural impact on human behavior. So these are the adverse effects we should think about it. Now, reducing the plastic pollution and usage alternative. Joshi sir is the right person to talk about it because he has been into the implementing side, the regulatory side. So he knows that how the recycling and the waste management strategies are framed in our current regulatory framework of solid waste management rules, promotion of eco-friendly alternative to plastic, education and awareness campaigns. As I said, IEC and BCC is the ultimate thing to do. Now, long-term solution for plastic pollutant, research and development of biodegradable. IIT Roorkee is working on that. IIT Kharagpur, sorry. It's the IIT Kharagpur which is working on that. Implementation of extended producer responsibility, although it is there in the rules, but it needs to be implemented in a very, very effective way. Collaboration among stakeholders for sustainable solution. Let the stakeholders get more and more involved for the sustainable, workable solution. So these are some long-term solutions. Plastic bag bans and taxes, which is already in place. It is already in place under various clauses of the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. Zero waste initiative in communities and business. Big corporates are already working on this. Corporate social responsibility efforts by companies. Opportunities for individual to make a difference. Yes, as I rightly said, consume less plastic. Reuse what you have. Avoid single-use items. Always go for reusable items and buy in bulk. Now tell me the activities which I have listed here, 1 to 5. Can't we do it? It is in our hand. We cannot blame someone else. We cannot blame ULBs for this. They have not asked you to buy more plastic. They have not stopped you to reuse what you have. These are the simple steps. So just to conclude this session, the environment is at a critical point. We all know there will a point if we continue doing this activity, there will be a point when there is no return on climate change. And for the same reason, there is an urgent need, a dire need to change our habits and make them sustainability. We should adapt to zero waste lifestyle. As an individual, it is important because true change comes from the masses. We all know. It has to be a movement. You may not be perfect at first, but yes, most important thing is that you have understood that something needs to be changed. And I think there is a need, and that is why we are here today. We are spending our valuable time here. If we continue tiring our children, maybe they may be the ones to witness the garbage problem disappear. But now there is a dire need to change in our lifestyle and adapt to more sustainable lifestyle. That's all from my end. And I would like to address any of your question if you have. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ila Tiwari ma'am, for such an informative and wonderful session. She has rightly covered, she has focused on the waste segregation and the reduction of plastic and alternative uses for the plastic. Thank you very much, madam. Now, before I proceed, I once again request all the students who join this webinar. We have shared the feedback link. Please share your valuable feedback. Once you submitted your feedback, the certificates will be issued to you. Now it's time for proposing the vote of thanks. I request our Associate Professor of our college, Dr. Shashikant Sirsat sir, to propose vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dear friends, first of all, I will be welcoming you and congratulating you on the eve of this World Environmental Day. Today, we celebrated this wonderful session by two guest speakers, Sri Pravin Joshi sir and Dr. Ila Tiwari madam. It is a great opportunity all of us to hear these both guest speakers. So on behalf of MLNG Society's Manikchand Pahade Law College, I am thankful for the guest speakers who have spared their valuable time and given insights regarding the World Environmental Day. At the same time, I am thankful to our Vice Principal Sir, Sri Kishan More sir, for welcoming the guests, as well as our beloved Principal, Sri Dr. C.M. Rao sir, IQSA Coordinator, Dr. Aparna Kotapalle madam, today's anchor, Sri Abhay Jadhav sir, and the teacher, Uma Shinde madam, for providing us the introduction of the guest. At the same time, I am thankful for the all audience who have participated in this intellectual feast, as well as the people, those have supported to complete or to get grand success in this webinar. So on behalf of this, all the MP Law College staff, I am thankful to everyone who has associated with this. Thank you very much, and over to you, Jadhav sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pravin Joshi sir, Dr. Ila Tiwari ma'am. Once again, we are very much thankful to you for your valuable time. So, with the permission of Chairman Dr. C.M. Rao sir, this program, I declare that this program is complete. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And you?